Give us the backstory. What's the origin story?
Upstate New
Growing
York.
up.
Upstate. Deep
Really?
upstate.
Where at?
Well, here's the thing. Father and Lansing. Father, mother, and Lansing have a contracting business. Start
Lansing,
a farm.
is that New York?
Yeah, it's
Okay, like
outside of
where?
Ithaca. It's trash.
Okay. You say Lansing like it's fucking
It's
Albany.
out.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's
Okay.
very tiny. One stoplight. Shitty. And then so they have a farm where they have goats. They meet playing rugby. My dad is my mom's rugby coach.
What?
What?
How did he not
It's a
know
small
she'd
town. They
become a lesbian?
gotta recruit everybody.
Yep. They both went to Cornell.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
So
yes.
they're learned people.
They are.
Did they grow up there in Lansing?
My dad grew up in Chicago.
Okay.
My mom grew up in Lansing.
Why'd your dad move there?
To go to Cornell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So this is the very weird thing. They're like people who have an education and somehow manage to be very trashy. It's very interesting. They're like farm people more than anything. And then they had a farm together. They accidentally had 2 children.
And the farm was goats. It was a goat farm?
It was horses that they would. My dad broke horses for a man named Cowboy Rick. Shout out.
Shit.
Broke them like
Rode them to control them.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was hot. My dad was
Racehorses?
really
That is
hot.
pretty hot, dude.
Yeah.
racehorses?
Racehorses. Yeah, thoroughbred racehorses.
No
yeah.
shit.
And horses just for like people to ride.
Was he
Yeah.
like a tough guy? He had to be.
Yeah. It was tough.
I mean, breaking horses, that's like the baddest cowboy on the fucking farm does
How
that.
do you go
Yeah.
from Cornell to breaking horses?
See, my dad was like, he was one of these dudes who went to Cornell to be like, I'm going to be a journalist to fight the war in Vietnam and talk all about how like peace should happen. And then he was like not very good at that. So then he just
Change of
bought a
plan,
farm.
horses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then he became a contractor and was just like building houses around Ithaca and Lansing. And then my mom got addicted to building houses with him.
Okay.
Still doesn't know she's
That's
gay.
insane.
Still doesn't know she's gay. Crazy. Met her at playing rugby, and she goes, "Please put a tool belt on me." Had no idea.
Uh-huh.
And then my dad was like super, super high all the time on a huge amount of weed, and my mom was like, "Okay, this is getting boring. I'm gonna go into the city of Ithaca. It's not a city.
Go into the city. Yeah. I'm gonna paint the town red.
I'm gonna go to the big city." And then my dad was like, no, you're not. And my mom was like, "Yes, I am." And then my dad got super crazy. And then my mom was like, "Now we're really going." Took me and the kids. So then I had split custody.
Like they separated at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm going to the city and taking the kids.
How
Yeah.
old are you at this point?
I'm 2. My sister's 8.
Okay.
So now we're going back and forth between like lesbian. Well, she wasn't lesbian yet. Between downtown Ithaca, which is like a beautiful little like Cornell haven,
Sure.
and white trash dad's house. So I'm going from dad's house, getting covered in dog hair and cat piss, and then
That's
going.
every dad's house, by
That's
the way.
every dad's
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
And then going into Ithaca and having the kids be like, "Oh no, this is unacceptable here." So I have both. My sister's white trash. She's more Lansing bred. And then
Is your mom a lesbian at this time?
Not yet.
She's not yet to your knowledge, or
not yet to anybody's knowledge.
Okay.
So she's fucking dudes left and right. Okay.
Really?
She's,
After
yeah.
the divorce.
After the divorce, she's got a
the
couple.
Jensen's party, dude.
Yeah, we party. And then she's got like boyfriends. She's got like other contractor boyfriends. And then she starts getting irritated because they're all very stupid. That was her whole thing. She's like, "They're too dumb. They can't keep up with me."
Is your mom and dad doing different contracting things at this point, or are they
So
still
now
together?
they are. So it was Cosentini Jensen Construction.
Okay.
Now it is Cosentini Construction Jensen Development. They are now in a war. So now,
Still?
Really?
no,
at that point.
no, my
At
dad
that
is very
point.
much dead, and my mom is killing it.
Okay.
She killed him.
Respect.
Yeah. But now they're in a war, so now it's like if you get a house, you're either with my dad or my mom. And,
No shit.
Yeah. And then at one
It's like
point,
Yellowstone.
No shit.
it
That's
was like
crazy.
Yellowstone, yeah. And then my mom goes, okay, my mom gets a job for like, so they're in full war. My dad is like trying to kill my mom. My first memories, truly, my first
Trying to
memories
kill her?
are my dad closing my mom in a door. And my mom is like so diesel that she was just in the door being like, "Jack, you're being insane. This is,"
Jack, I will fuck you up
she's
if you
like,
don't
"This
let
is
go of this
ridiculous. Let the door go so I can kill you." And he was so much bigger than her, but she just never, there was no phase. There was never any like, "Ah." She was always just like, "Get your boot all out of my mouth." Okay.
Jesus.
Do you
What
think that's
the
a curb
fuck?
stomp? Yeah,
This
crazy.
is post-divorce?
Yeah, post-divorce.
Wow.
So me and my sister are rats. We're full rat children.
Uh-huh.
We're feral.
What are you
Sure.
living in Ithaca? An apartment or a house?
Apartment. It's like the divorce apartments where everybody goes.
Sure.
So it's like what are those hotels they put us in sometimes with a full-size fridge?
Oh, like an
Extended
extended stay.
Extended stay.
That's
it was
where
like
you
an
were
extended
living?
stay. Yeah, for a bit.
Jesus.
That's like as close as I can
Why did she
describe
build
it.
you a house?
That's crazy.
She did eventually.
Okay.
And then
That's like witness protection shit.
yeah, we call it's
Yikes.
called Winston Courts. If you hear somebody go, "I'm going to Winston Courts," you're like, "I'm really sorry about your divorce." It's like always. And then what happens? Oh, and then my dad is trying to kill my mom. Oh yeah, business. They have a feuding business, and then my mom gets a job. That's like this guy who's a nightmare human being. And he goes, I want you to build this house. And he shows her the plans. And it's the ugliest house you've ever seen. No windows. Looks like it's out of Beetlejuice. And she goes, I have the perfect place where you should put this. And puts it right across from my dad's farm.
Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding me?
It's still there. It's the ugliest piece of shit you've ever
That's
seen.
diabolical.
It's so fucked up. For years, my dad we would go over. He would make me get a bunch of trees, put them in plants, and bring them over and be like, hi, as a little kid, and be like, would you plant these trees? Like, we want to have more
to
foliage.
block out
block it
yeah,
off.
and the person was like, no, we like it flat and
we
weird.
like full vision.
And was your mom there every day building the house, I guess?
Yeah, and
Wow.
yeah, totally. And
What the fuck?
crazy.
they had beef. And beef. I mean, my dad went to jail because he poured paint on one of my mom's boyfriend's cars.
What the fuck?
This is like cheaters.
That's
dude.
hood rat shit. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
That did suck because he tried to fight that guy, and then that guy was so tall. I thought this was unfair. He was too tall. So
Is your dad a bigger guy or
my dad's like 6'1",
That's a big guy?
This is
Yeah.
all after the divorce.
all after the divorce. But
Crazy.
the other guy was so tall that he just punched my dad in LA. I remember being
Did you see
pissed.
this?
No, but my mom told me and my sister where my dad was. He was in jail. And then
For that
yeah,
scrap?
yeah, and then I remember making up a song about the boyfriend where I was like, he's stupid and I hate him because he shouldn't have won, but it was like I remember being
Sure.
like, my dad would have fucking killed
Yeah,
this
he
guy.
would have got you
Beat your
cheap
dad
shot
up.
at him.
And I'm
Yeah.
4 at that age, being like, yo, my dad could fucking kill my mom's boyfriend.
Is he living with you guys? Is the boyfriend living with you guys?
No, he would not. He was a very good dude. My mom very much loved him, but then he broke up with my mom because my dad was crazy, and he was like, I can't.
Sure.
deal
Yeah, I'm not
with
going to
this
fight
crap.
this guy
Yeah.
every time he gets out of jail. I'm not fighting this dude.
Yeah.
Slashing his
What
tires.
the fuck?
So yeah, really trashy at my dad's. Lot of barn cats. We lived above a barn. So my dad took a huge barn and he put little apartments up top, and we lived in those.
What was the custody? Like every other weekend, every couple
It
days
was
a week?
it was Friday. I remember Wednesdays 5:30 till the next day, and then during the weekends.
Okay.
With my dad, which was like, some of it was fun. Like
I'm
when I
sure
was
you're
little.
in the city and then you're like,
Yeah.
we're going out to the country on
Yeah.
the weekend.
Wait, so there's no farmhouse. He's in a barn with apartments.
There's a giant barn, and then there is a stables over here. There's stables under where we lived, a bunch of stables. So you can
crazy,
hear
dude.
horses in your room.
I'd fucking kill myself.
Yeah, I loved
wonder
it.
why
As a
you're a
little
comic.
girl, I loved it. And then something. Lost all of our money. Had to sell the horses. That was very
Business went
sad.
bad?
Both
just-
of them just fucked up their business. Both of them went too big to. I think in
That's
beef
a problem
with,
with
each other, and then-
contractors.
Yes.
It's like when it's good. That was my family. When it's good, it's good. And they
Yeah.
go, this is going to be like this forever. And you're like, it is not.
And
Yeah.
How did they get into that? Did they have history with like building stuff before college?
My dad in Chicago worked for his brother-in-law who was in the union, which then I later moved to Chicago for 3 months to see if I could do construction because my whole life heard.
To join the union?
Well, I just wanted to see if I could hack it there because I had been doing construction so long for my mom and my dad that I just wanted to see if I could do it without them in Chicago, which is like the hardest place to do construction because
Sure.
of all the union. It was hard, and I didn't do so good.
Wild.
I did not do good. I ended up as a roofer. And in Chicago, when you roof, you're just like, it's all slate that they're having removed, and then so you remove all this slate, and then you get covered in complete darkness, and then only your eyeballs show. And I lived with a dude named Angel who was like in a gang, so I would always come in fully like that, and he'd be like, "Jason," and I'd be like, "Don't shoot me! Don't shoot me!" It was crazy.
Roofing. That's nuts.